Before I get into my video today, I want to ask each one of you all that hear this to please subscribe to my videos. If you enjoy my content, go back and listen and watch some of my old videos. Of course, right now I'm nearing the 1 year mark from where I started doing my videos every week. And so I really am trying hard to get my subscribers up and to get my watch hours up. And so if there's videos that you haven't watched, I'd appreciate if you go back and watch some of them and, give me feedback. I'm going to be recuperating from surgery. And so I'm going to have plenty of time to talk to people and answer questions and comments on the videos. I'll be looking for that stuff. So anyway, I'd appreciate it if you all would, just like and subscribe and share my videos. Well, it's Thanksgiving week, and I just wanted to come on and talk to you a little bit this morning. I am so thankful. I was thinking earlier today, I've said for years, excuse me, my throat's still a little bit scratchy, but I've said for years that if you've got enough, if you've got what you need in your house, if you've got clothing, if you've got food, if you've got a roof over your head, you're blessed. Enough is a blessing. And if you've got way more than enough, which I think most of us do, then we've got a responsibility. And so with that being said, I want to talk a little bit to those people who don't have enough. I hurt for you. I've been there. I've seen days, in my earlier years of marriage and stuff when it seemed like the money just did not last and, there wasn't enough always. And so I want to encourage you, if you don't have enough, especially if you don't have enough food, don't be embarrassed to go to the food pantries. Churches, lots and lots of churches have, once a month that they give out food. And, there's lots of, here in East Tennessee, I know of a lot of organizations that have food pantries. And somebody needs to go get that food. And so, if you're trying to build a food pantry in your home, a prepared pantry, go to the food pantries. Go to every one of them. And don't be ashamed to go because, you can get enough food that way so that, we're going to face another government shutdown in January. And so if the government shuts down again and SNAP benefits are stopped again, if you go to the food pantries right now, you could get enough food to last you for 2 or 3 months and not have to worry about if the SNAP benefits come in. And for those of you who are on limited income, do the same thing because groceries are going to continue to go up. And I know lots of things have come down. I know eggs have come way down from where they were. And, a few things like that. Some things are coming down, but there's a whole lot that has not come down. So I want to encourage you, go to those food pantries and get a box of whatever they're giving away. And if they give you something that that's not something that you'll eat, then give it to friends that that you can give it to somebody that will eat it. It doesn't have to go to waste. And, we're fortunate, those of us that live in the United States. I know there's some of you all that live in other countries, Canada and England and various different places. But we're fortunate to live in the United States where we have these places where we can get help. And so, you know, somebody asked me earlier today, I actually had to go for my yearly physical today, and the doctor asked me what I was going to do for Thanksgiving, and she asked me if I was going to have to cook the whole meal myself. And no, I'm not. I have family that's going to help me, but I'm thankful that I've got food in my pantry that I don't have to go to the grocery store really to get anything. I'm going to pick up an order just in a little while from Walmart, just some things I'm getting low on, but I don't absolutely have to go get those things. So, once you start a food pantry, and if you're building it yourself, I want to suggest that you take 10 or 15 or $20, whatever you can afford, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, and go and stock up on something. Get a bag of flour, a bag of cornmeal. You can take $10 and get a bag of flour and a bag of cornmeal and set it back somewhere. Actually, put it in the freezer first and let it freeze for about 3 days, and then set it out and let it come to room temperature. And then you can seal it in Ziploc bags or vacuum seal it if you have a vacuum sealer, so that it will last a lot longer. And you don't a lot of people don't realize that if that flour and cornmeal and things like that will get bugs in them because they have the larvae in them. And so take care of that before you put it on the shelf, so it's going to be good when you go and to pick it up to use it. And if you don't need cornmeal and flour on the shelf, look and see what canned food is on sale. And if you eat beans, or if you eat peas and corn and green beans and things like that, go and get $20 worth of canned food and put it on the shelf. You'll be thankful. People buy insurance because, they risk an accident or risk a home fire or something like that. Well, to me, my food pantry is insurance against inflation. And so the more that I can get when it's on sale, that's insurance. That is money in your pocket. And insurance against inflation. And we all know that we have inflation. And it doesn't seem like the inflation is going away. I noticed the other day that my coffee has gone up $5. And I know has to do with the tariffs. Tariffs are a tax, and the people are the ones that are gonna pay that. And I'm not saying I'm against the tariffs. I'm just saying that, that's one aspect of it. So anyway, go, do that if you've just got $3 or $4 extra. Spend it on a couple of cans of food. But do what you can now, and try to do it every single week. Do what you can, and you'll be thankful. You will be so thankful that you did. And like I said, if you don't have enough money to do it, then go to the food banks. And, the food banks, they depend on people that need it to come and get that food. I have a friend her husband pastors a church in Middle Tennessee. And she has called me before when they would have so much extra produce and things like that, and ask if I would be interested in driving to Middle Tennessee to pick up that extra produce. They don't want that food to go to waste. And, they don't, they keep what they can use of it, but if they've got bushels of produce, they're not going to be able to use it all. So they depend on people that need it to come and get it. And, you don't have to worry about, you know, I know people that have nice homes and nice cars, but if you've lost a job, if you're at retirement, you've struggled, you've worked and paid for those things through the years. But situations change, and you don't judge people based on things like that. Yeah, I know there's probably a lot of people that go to food pantries that don't need it, but don't let that stop you if you do need it. Go get the food, because I promise you, those people in the food pantry do not want that stuff still, left sitting there. They want people that need it to come and get it. But anyway, I just wanted to stop by today and just talk to you all just for a few minutes, and let y'all know that I'm still alive and kicking. And I'm so thankful that y'all are here with me. I hope I can be a help and an encouragement to you. I mean, it's a waste of time, a waste of my breath and energy if I come here and no one listens. So I appreciate every single one of you that do come and listen. And so I'm gonna get off of here now, and I've got a lot of stuff to do to get ready for Thanksgiving today. And so until the next time, God bless each and every one of you.